Hey, boss. Oh, we got some more people coming in. Hey, boss.
There you go. Okay. How you doing?
Good, good. We got some more people coming in.
Good. What are our numbers up to?
Joe's on mute. Hang on a second. He's going to tell us in a second as soon as there we go.
We were up to 108 earlier this afternoon.
Okay.
All right. I said we go ahead and get started. So, good evening again, everyone. My name is Joe DiCarlo, and I am the Dean of Enrollment and Director of Admissions here at Worcester State University. I am pleased to welcome you from my home this evening in Waltham, Massachusetts, for our virtual Congratulations Day event. Although we would have preferred to host this event on campus to meet with all of you in person, we are nonetheless excited to be celebrating with you tonight virtually. Let me be the first among several people today to say congratulations on your acceptance to Worcester State. I fully understand and appreciate how the current public health situation has certainly changed how you thought your college search process would go, never mind the remainder of your senior year or current college semester. Please know that we are here for you, and we wish you and your families the very best during this unsettling time. Just a few things to note about this virtual session. I've muted all your microphones so that we don't pick up any background noise which may be distracting throughout the presentation. We want to be sure to get all your questions answered, so feel free to email your questions to us at admissions@worcester.edu, where we have staff standing by to reply to your messages. At the end of this presentation, we will also have some time for Q&A, which we will be utilizing the chat feature for as well. I also want to note that we have a bilingual staff member available this evening to answer any questions that you may have in Spanish. Also, I want to let you know that we are recording this session so that we can make it available to students to view who are not able to attend at a later time. We have a great program for you this evening where you will hear remarks from our university president along with many of my colleagues. My hope is that you will leave this presentation with a better understanding of just what an amazing university Worcester State is. We are incredibly proud of our students and faculty, and we have no doubt that each and every one of you will make an excellent addition to our campus. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, which has our presentation for this evening. And with that, it is my pleasure to now introduce to you President Barry Maloney for our opening remarks. President Maloney is the 11th president of Worcester State University. He has been president since 2011, and during his time has led a transformative change of the physical expansion and academic enterprise of the university with a student-centered focus. President Maloney, his wife Laura, and their 3 children live right across the street from campus. Please join me in welcoming President Maloney.
Thank you, Joe. Good evening, everyone. And let me also add my congratulations to each and every one of you. You know, getting accepted to college is no small feat. And we know here at Worcester State that you are outstanding learners. We've looked at your transcript, we've looked at your academic records. We know that you're all well prepared to attend college, well prepared for college academic, college life. But I want to point out that it is quite an accomplishment, and you should celebrate that with your families, and I want to offer my sincerest congratulations to you and your families. Like Joe, I also want to offer my disappointment that we're not having this Congratulations Day in person. As Joe indicated, we normally would bring you onto our campus, our beautiful campus, for a Saturday morning program where we would have you meet with our outstanding faculty and staff. We'd show you around our campus again. We'd even give you a lunch during the time that you were here, as well as a wonderful t-shirt. All the while trying to answer your questions and really push those decisions in a positive way over the edge so that you would select Worcester State University. Tonight, we're going to do that virtually because of the COVID pandemic that we're all living in. But we certainly hope to give you a lot of information this evening over the course of the next hour, and even answer several of your questions that I know that are pressing on your mind. So I hope that you enjoy the program. During my 9 years as president, I'm often asked, you know, what are the attributes, what are the characteristics of Worcester State University that you find to be the characteristics that set this university apart from other institutions? And there are several, but I'm just going to name 3 this evening in the interest of time. But the first and foremost is always our faculty. Our outstanding faculty are scholars in their area. They are dedicated to our students whether it be in the classroom or outside the classroom. Quite often, you'll see our faculty incorporating our students into their faculty's own research, giving students an experiential learning opportunity that in many cases, students don't see until they reach graduate study. Our faculty are very committed to this institution and very committed to our students' success. A great example of that was just a few weeks ago, where, like you, we were making our way through this spring semester when all of a sudden life changed. But during a 2-week period where we expanded spring break, our faculty took all of their traditional classes, all of their traditional coursework, all of their traditional lesson plans, and moved those into a distance learning format, all the while keeping our students' interest first and foremost in their minds, and making sure that our students stayed on track towards graduation or the completion of the semester. It speaks to the dedication, the high quality, and the commitment that our faculty have in terms of our students' success. Another characteristic of this university that I often cite as one of the things that I'm most proud of is our outstanding curriculum. We have a very flexible curriculum that allows students, whether they know what they want to major in or they don't, take an academic deep dive into coursework that gives students a hands-on opportunity to learn, to grow, to be motivated, and to be stretched in terms of their thinking. We certainly challenge our students in the classroom every day. We challenge them to think about their major in different ways than they've ever thought of them before. We challenge our students to think about things that could be added to one's major, whether that be a second major, a minor, or even a concentration that are complementary to that primary focus. These attributes and these levels of success are brought with high levels of support from our academic advisors, academic achievement areas, to make sure that our students stay on track to graduate in less than 4 years. All the while making sure that when students leave this institution, they have had a academic program that is diverse, complementary to one's career goals, and rigorous. Lastly, I would point out the leadership opportunities on this university are second to none. Whether those leadership opportunities are hatched coming out of high school, they're cultivated in our classrooms here on campus, or they're found and developed in some of our co-curricular programs, clubs, organizations, internships, civic engagement projects. These attributes are things that we know that our students want to cultivate, and also want to figure out how they can best position these leadership attributes for the next stage of their life, whether that be graduate study, professional study, or careers after Worcester State University. But don't take it from me. Take it from these third-party publications like the U.S. News and World Report, which has ranked Worcester State University as a first-tier institution, or Money Magazine and the Worcester Business Journal that cite Worcester State University as a best value institution, which means coupling high-quality excellence with affordability. Or from the Princeton Review, which for 16 years running has named Worcester State a best in the Northeast. I'm proud of these distinctions, but certainly they help to validate all of the good work that goes on at Worcester State. Now, as Joe mentioned, not only am I the president of this university, but I'm also a dad. I have a college-age junior. I have two other kids who are in high school, making their way through the college search process, even as high schoolers. Like you, it's a daunting experiment. It's a daunting set of questions that are put in front of you, and several choices that I know that you and your family are sitting and discussing. But the attributes that I mentioned, the strengths of Worcester State, are the same values that I'm looking for my own children. I want to make sure that my children are motivated to work with high quality faculty in a diverse, engaging curriculum that promotes lifelong learning, and are given those outside classroom leadership experiences through co-curricular programming and research that helps to develop my kids' skills for life after college. Whether it's these attributes or the fact that we are an affordable institution in a great city, I think Worcester State University is one of the best institutions in all of New England. I'm sure that you will find our program today to be informative and to help you make these key decisions on which college to attend. I want to again congratulate each of you on your college acceptance. wish you well through the remainder of your college search process, and I certainly look forward to seeing all of you on campus in September as we open the fall semester. Congratulations and best of luck.
Thank you so much, President Maloney. Next up to speak is Dr. Russ Pottle. He is the Dean for the School of Humanities and Social Sciences. Russ, take it away.
Thank you, Joe. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening, and thank you all for coming and spending time with us. As Joe said, I'm here to chat a little bit about the academic program at Worcester State University. He identified me as Dean of the School of Humanities and Social Sciences. There are two schools within the university, Humanities and Social Sciences, and also Education, Health, and Natural Sciences, which is overseen by my colleague, Dean Linda Larrabee. Whether or not there are two schools or five schools is probably not meaningful to you. The times that you'll see deans, unless something extraordinary happens, is when you come here enrolled as a first-year student and go through academic convocation, which is the opening of the academic year. And then you'll see us again at the end of your academic career as you cross the stage at the DCU Center during graduation, and one of us calls your name. Within these two schools, though, are 21 academic departments, and this is where things become more meaningful to you, because those 21 academic departments hold 60 plus majors and minors. The major is the program that you will pursue at length throughout your academic career. You'll take 12 plus courses in it, and that will probably determine what you want to do once you graduate. Majors are things that you're familiar with, for instance, business administration, psychology, criminal justice, biology, nursing, but they also constitute some things that you're not familiar with. For instance, we have a Department of Urban Studies at Worcester State University and an undergraduate major in urban studies. It's the study of cities and towns and metropolitan areas and how they're planned, how they're run, and how people relate to each other within them. It's something that very few people know exists as a major when they come to university, but it's a vital program and actually now a source of an unexpected source of employment. In the next 5, 10, 15 years, a lot of the people who run cities and towns in Massachusetts, particularly in central Massachusetts, not the mayors and not the people who get elected, but the city managers and the town administrators and the people that you see in the papers these days commenting on the COVID-19 pandemic, those folks are going to be retiring. And it looks like there's going to be a big generational shift and a lot of opening there. So an unexpected major, with some unexpected opportunities. In Dean Larrabee's school, a major that most students don't know that they can pursue when they come to college is geography. Geography is more than just making maps. These days, it's geographical, spatial imaging, and drones. We have a drone guy here, and the geography program uses drones as part of its study and part of its work. Some of you probably know what you do want to major in when you come here already. If you do, you're very much like my older son, Jonathan, who seemed to know what he wanted to do when he was about 5 and where he wanted to go do that. But some of you may not be sure. You may be undecided, or you may be between 2 or 3 things. In that case, you're a lot like my younger son, Christopher, who changed his major 3 times within the first year. You don't have to do that. Your parent, I know that some parents just drop to the floor. But both of them completed their programs of study. They both have good lives. Christopher, the one who couldn't make up his mind, is one of the most interesting people I know. But whether you decided on a major or whether you're still thinking about what that might be, I do want to stress one thing that President Maloney mentioned in his remarks, which is opportunity at Worcester State University. So for instance, let's say that you do want to major in something like business administration, but you really love acting. Well, you can do both. You can major in business administration and you could minor in theater. What's a minor? A minor is a smaller, shorter curriculum that you can pursue alongside your major, and you could do that for reasons that seem to relate to you. For instance, if you want to major in English and you think that a minor in history might help you understand the progress of literature through the ages. You know, that's a pretty close compliment. But say business administration and theater, you know, that's a little different. Or say you have an interest in psychology, but you also like the lab and you want to minor in forensic science. Those are possible too. The possibilities extend beyond your bachelor's degree. We have a number of what we call 4+1 programs here, which allow you to start in a major, and as you go through your junior and senior year, take a couple of graduate courses while you're an undergraduate, and suddenly, instead of taking 2 years to get a master's degree, you've done that in 1 year, 4+1, and so that's 5 to the master's degree rather than 6. Whichever, whether you decided already for a major, on a major, or whether you're still deciding, or wherever you land when you come here at Worcester State University, do know this: the faculty are going to want you solving problems really quickly, whether that be a problem of interpretation in a literary text, or whether it be a problem in the biology lab. Problem solving and critical thinking and academic rigor are important here, and that plays out in really interesting ways. So I'll just end with one concrete example. We have a food pantry on the Worcester State campus. It's called Tea's Pantry. It's operating now, even in the COVID-19 pandemic. And partially, the university opened the food bank because that was the right thing to do. Right? Municipalities do that. Nonprofit organizations do that. So it's the right thing for a university to do. But we also had some research built around that opening, and I'm going to reach out and grab a prop here. This is a research report written by 2 faculty members, Dr. Adam Salzman of the Urban Studies Department and Dr. Fowler of the Mathematics Department, because it required some numbers crunching. And this report showed that 1 in 3 students at Worcester State University experienced some kind of food insecurity. So not only was Tea's Pantry the right thing to do, it was something that we had to do, that ethically and morally we had to do for our student body. So Tea's Pantry was not simply a service, it was a problem-solving exercise. I'm not sure whether you can see this or not in the prop, but right below the names of those 2 faculty members are the names of 3 undergraduate students who also participated in this research. So in other words, students helped solve a problem in their own community through working with faculty in research here, and they have their names on a publication already. That's the kind of education that you can expect at Worcester State. We want you to come here. We're glad that you've been accepted, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the fall. Come join us. Come help us solve some problems. We'll look forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much, Russ. Really appreciate that. Although I do think your dog is looking to get outside. Next up to speak, we are going to have Tammy Tebow from the Academic Success Center speak. Tammy, go ahead.
Thanks, Joe. Good evening. My name is Tammy Tebow, and I'm really excited to be able to speak with you today and share some information about what we do in the Academic Success Center. We're an office staffed with amazing professional academic advisors who work closely with new students. Your success is our #1 priority, and we begin this mission by connecting with you at the beginning of your journey. Working with incoming students throughout their first year is something we value and we place a lot of attention on. We are very lucky to get to know you during that first year and enjoy seeing you transition to college. Along with your faculty advisor, the Academic Success Center provides guidance and information on academic policies and procedures. We have conversations with you about major exploration, help you connect with your faculty advisor, and talk about what resources you need to be a successful student at Worcester State, such as the Writing Center and the Math Center. If you've paid your admission deposit, we have already started contacting you. The email we send you explains the course registration process for your first semester. This email is sent to your Worcester State Gmail account, so be sure to set it up and be checking your email regularly. For new transfer students, you will set up a time to speak with an advisor over the phone and choose classes for fall. The link to do this is in that email. For first-year students, we ask you to complete a schedule questionnaire, which is linked in the email we sent you. For first years, the information on the schedule questionnaire guides our academic advisors to design a well-rounded fall schedule. We ask you questions about AP credit you may have coming in, courses outside of your major that might interest you, and of course, what days and times you want to take your classes. We do our very best to accommodate all these preferences. Remember, you're getting these emails now, so start working on completing those steps, and we'll begin registering all new students on April 27th. A lot of accepted students have been wondering about when they'll complete their placement testing. I can tell you that as of right now, the placement testing has been temporarily suspended. If you are a student that needs to complete a placement test, we'll be updating you about that real soon. But please don't worry, this will not impact our ability to build your fall schedule, and we'll catch up with you as soon as we make those decisions. Well, that's all I have regarding the specific work of the Academic Success Center. We can't wait to meet you, help guide you and mentor you through your first year. I have to say that watching students succeed academically and complete their degree is what I enjoy the most. The day I get to watch you all walk across the stage at graduation is truly the best part of my job. I hope to see you all on campus very soon. Please keep in touch. My staff or I can answer any questions you have. And believe me, you will not go wrong in choosing Worcester State.
Very nice. Thank you, Tammy, so much. Hi, Fran.
Hi, Joe.
You're up next, Fran.
Okay,
I'd like to introduce Fran from our Student Accessibility Services Office.
thank you. Oh, congratulations to all of the accepted students and your families. As other people have said, I'm thrilled to welcome you to Worcester State University. My name is Fran Minacchio, and I serve as an Assistant Dean of Student Affairs and Director of Student Accessibility Services. First, a few words about the Division of Student Affairs. Our Division of Student Affairs is all about you. Our focus is on promoting student success. We believe your success at Worcester State comes from rewarding and enriching experiences within and outside of the classroom. We offer many opportunities for student engagement, from leadership, development, civic engagement, community service, and a host of others. There's something for everyone within the Division of Student Affairs and activities. In addition to focusing on student success, we also recognize that the transition from high school to college can be a challenging one. So focusing on student success also means working on any challenges that come along your way. So our division includes a range of departments that can support, advocate, and mentor you throughout your journey at Worcester State University. We offer career services, community engagement, counseling services, an Office of Student Development and Leadership, Student Involvement and Leadership Development, Student Accessibility Services, to name a few. So there is something for everyone, whether you're an outgoing person or a shy person. There's many opportunities to get involved, to seek out peer companions, as well as staff mentors and supporters. Student Accessibility Services is the office on campus that addresses the needs of students who have conditions or disabilities that impact their life on campus, and in particular their academics. We're the office that determines eligibility for accommodations for students based on an interactive process. In this virtual world where we're all working from home, that interactive interview process will take place via Zoom or Google Hangouts or phone calls. And we will discuss, walk you through that process by way of an illustration. We had a student who's in their first year at Worcester State University, whose name is Sammy. Sammy met us during first year student orientation last spring and expressed some interest in getting to know more about what happens with students with disabilities or a range of conditions in the college environment. So Sammy and their mom connected with me last summer, and we went through that interactive intake process. Sammy was diagnosed with major depression and anxiety while in 9th grade, and had accommodations, educational accommodations throughout high school. So we reviewed Sammy's challenges and strengths and developed a plan for success at Worcester State University. Sammy connected with our office. We established some educational accommodations, and we connected Sammy to counseling services so that there would be a connection on campus to support Sammy emotionally. Sammy comes from a town about 2 hours away from Worcester State, so Sammy was able to connect with their therapist at home during breaks. Sammy met with one of our staff for academic coaching on a weekly basis and continues to do so now virtually to address time management, organizational support, academic challenges. And I'm really pleased to tell you that Sammy ended their fall semester with a 3.6 GPA, increased self-confidence, increased coping skills, and a positive outlook on success in a college environment. When they came in the fall, they were very uncertain about what the experience would be. And they're having a very successful first year. And Sammy is one of more than 600 students that we provide services and supports for at Worcester State University. If you are a student who received accommodations in K through 12, or you're someone who's dealing with an emotional or physical chronic condition, and you're looking for a university where you would feel welcome, where you will feel supported, and you will feel at home, I encourage you to select Worcester State University. Our campus community supports people with a range of differences, and we welcome you and your family to connect with us at Student Accessibility Services at any point. You can reach us through our website, through our phone number, 508-929-8733, or through our, excuse me, sorry about that, or through our email, sas@worcester.edu. We welcome you to ask us any questions or concerns. We're happy to have conversations over the phone or through email, and to set up intakes as soon as you would like to do so. Again, I sincerely hope that you make Worcester State your home.
Thank you.
Thank
Fran.
you.
Thank you. And God bless you.
Thank you.
This is about the halfway point of our presentation. So I do want to just let everyone know that. And again, encourage any students that have recently joined the meeting to go ahead and use the chat feature to send us your first and last name. You've heard a lot so far about academic life and about how we support our students both inside and outside of the classroom. And before we shift gears and talk a little bit about housing, I do just want to put in one more plug for some academic enhancement for students. We do have a robust honors program here at the university, our current Lieutenant Colonel James F. Sheehan honors program, which definitely creates an enhanced academic opportunity for students. Students are invited into the honors program as part of the admissions process. So if you were invited, you would have received notification in your accept letter. And again, there's a lot of great academic opportunities within the honors program for students to really take their college education to the next level. In college, regardless of whether you're in honors classes or not, all college classes are hard. They're meant to be challenging. You're exposed to high quality faculty. But the honors program definitely lends some unique opportunities for students through that program, whether it be through social opportunities, whether it be the opportunities for independent research, opportunities to live in the honors living learning community with other honors students. It is a nice way for students to, again, take advantage, who are highly academically motivated, to take advantage of some opportunities through the honors program. We do have a virtual honors meet and greet immediately following this meeting. It will start at 7 o'clock, and students would have received an information to their email. But I will, through the chat feature, share the Zoom meeting URL for the honors program meet and greet. Again, that's happening immediately after this event, so that if you are a student that has been invited into the honors program and you would like to meet the honors program leadership, you're welcome to join that meeting, again, immediately following this virtual presentation today. Next up, I'm going to introduce to you our friend from Residence Life and Housing, Kristen. Kristen, how are we doing tonight?
We are doing well.
Yeah, you feeling good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Tuesday. Does that mean it's almost Friday? I don't know anymore.
It doesn't matter, right?
It's just day now.
That's right. That's right. This is our second virtual congratulations day. So we haven't spilt anything tonight, have we?
No, not yet.
Perfect. Okay.
Nope.
Well, I'd like to pass it off to you now to talk to us a little bit more about residence life and housing.
Great. Well, first of all, congratulations. I'm really excited to be here with you tonight. Like Joe said, my name is Kristen Nelson. I'm the Associate Director of Residence Life and Housing. As a resident student at Worcester State University, you'll be part of a lively and diverse community of approximately 1,600 full-time students who live on campus. You'll make lifelong friendships and share a college experience that will have a lasting impact on your life. We are excited to house our 600 first-year students in 2 beautiful and vibrant residence halls. Dowden Hall houses approximately 430 residents. This building is traditional corridor style with multiple bathrooms on each floor, common lounges on every wing, and the super convenient convenience store, the Dowden Market, on the first floor, where you can enjoy a resident favorite, late night meatball sub. Sheehan Hall, on the other hand, houses approximately 170 first-year residents. This building is semi-suite style with 4 to 5 residents to a suite. There's a full bathroom within the suite, as well as common lounges located in each wing, and a cardio room on the second floor. Sheehan Hall is also home to our resident dining area, or as our residents call it, the pod. There are many reasons why our resident students love to live on campus, but one of the best reasons we hear over and over again is that it feels like home. Our goal with every resident student is to know your story. Everybody has one. What do you love? What are your goals and dreams? What difference do you want to make in the world? We look forward to being part of your story and for you to find out exactly why you woo. As an incoming first-year student, you'll be part of Resident Life and Housing's first-year residential experience program. Our FIO program will help you with your personal, academic, and social transitions to Worcester State. As soon as you move onto campus, we will help you to connect with your new friends. Our RA staff will offer you the opportunity to get involved the same day you arrive. Social events, fun and games, trips to the store, tours to your classrooms, our annual ice cream social. These opportunities aim to motivate and deepen your engagement through fun and rewarding activities. FIRE will support you as you develop a strong connection to Worcester State and the greater Worcester community. All of this is super, but first things first, what do you really want to know? You want to know what you need to do to live on campus. So first, you're going to pay your $300 deposit. 150 of it is your admissions deposit and 150 is your resident deposit. Once you pay your housing deposit, you'll be sent access to your housing and first year license agreement, your roommate questionnaire, and you'll choose your meal plan. If you have paid your deposit already, you should have received an email from us just this afternoon. If you didn't, put it in the chat. This third step will be to match you with the roommate through our My Housing portal, if you have one. If not, please do not worry. We spend a lot of time reading your roommate questionnaire, and we will match you with someone that is just the right blend of new friend and perfect roommate. Housing assignments you can look forward to receiving your housing assignment the week of July 14th. Living on campus will help you create a well-rounded college experience. It will offer you the chance to get involved, spread your wings, and gain life skills that will help you succeed in and outside the classroom. We look forward to being a part of your story, and we hope you join us at Worcester State. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kristen. Next up to speak is going to be a current student. This sometimes I think is probably the best part of the presentation, where you as accepted students get to hear directly from one of our current students. Just like you, Megan has had to transition to online instruction. She had to move out of the residence halls and live at home. But she is happy to be here tonight. I'm sure she's had a long day with classes, and it's a little bit later in the evening, but we really appreciate Megan being here to share with you a little bit more about her story, about her experience so far at Worcester State. So Megan, please take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be with you tonight to talk about why I call Worcester State home personally. First off, I want to congratulate you on being accepted to WSU. My name is Megan Harding, and I am currently a sophomore resident student at WSU studying communication with a concentration in public relations and advertisement, and I'm also pursuing a minor in writing. I'm from Shirley, Massachusetts, which is a small town just 40 minutes from Worcester State. So I just want to tell you guys a little bit about why I personally chose Worcester State as my college. I chose to attend WSU for a number of reasons. The small campus size, the small class size, and the community feel was something that I was instantly drawn towards while I toured campus for the first time. I loved how campus was in the city, but also secluded in its own area, and I also could immediately picture myself as a student at WSU. I could tell that everyone on campus was very personable, and the low tuition cost was just the cherry on top. Classes are what are classes like? I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. I always like to emphasize that at Worcester State, you are a name and not a number. Every professor that I've had is very personable and knowledgeable within their field. Class size is kept very small, which benefits students to be able to feel as though they have a voice and the ability to participate during class. This was another main reason that I chose to attend. My favorite course that I've taken so far was a journalism techniques class this past fall. This course allowed me to practice and showcase my writing ability while applying it to real-time news stories, which is something that I hope to do in my future career. The assignments in this course allowed me to explore the technique of what a journalist does on a day-to-day basis, which really added an element of role-playing within the classroom. On campus, most of my time is dedicated to my studies and socializing with friends, but I am also a weekly tour guide as well. So if you have met me on a tour, hello again. This job allows me to practice my public speaking skills and be my total self as I socialize with visitors who attend campus. I absolutely love it. I also love living on campus, and I have found my dorming experience to be very enjoyable. I recommend being a resident on campus whether you live near or far, because it truly does give you once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. My friends and I also really enjoy participating in the free workout classes provided by the fitness center. There's a wide variety of classes offered weekly on campus. We participate in classes such as Zumba, yoga, and cycling, and have a lot of fun while doing so. I take advantage of the amenities offered on campus because there are many that would be very expensive to take if we were not on a college campus. My advice for you guys who are currently deciding on which college to attend is that you should go wherever you picture yourself most and wherever you feel the most at home. It sounds really cliche, but it's true. College is a huge adjustment, but Worcester State will provide you with all the resources you need in order to adjust and succeed. I am grateful that I have a college campus that makes it hard to say goodbye to after each semester, and I know that you will see how right your choice is when you come to Worcester State. Lancer Nation would be very happy to have you.
Thank you so much, Megan. Megan, how are you handling the adjustment to being at home and with online learning?
It's definitely a big adjustment. I miss most living on campus and having my roommates right next door to help me with things right when I need them. But my professors have been very interactive, and I get emails from all of them almost daily. So it's been easy to still communicate with everyone.
That's great to hear. Well, we definitely miss seeing you in person around the admissions office and on campus, but we're happy to see you tonight as part of this program.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Next up to speak, we will have Dr. Ryan Forsyth, Vice President for Enrollment Management. Ryan.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ryan Forsyth. I'm Vice President of Enrollment. Thank you very much, Joe and Megan. That was great. This evening, I'll be discussing with you the investment that you're making in yourself by attending Worcester State. As you can see on the screen in just a moment here, our costs are relatively low. Tuition and fee rates this year are $10,000 for an in-state student who's commuting to campus, and approximately $23,000 for students that are living on campus. Now, if you are coming from outside of Massachusetts, the cost is a little bit higher. And is this a small amount of money? $10,000, $23,000, is that a small amount of money? Absolutely not. We understand that this is a substantial amount of money that students are spending on their education in that investment in themselves, but it is so much less than other options out there. $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 is easy to come by at other colleges and universities. At Worcester State University, students receive a $40,000 education, but it is subsidized. It's $10,000 for a commuter and $23,000 for a resident for the entire year. Now, many of our students receive financial aid. More than 2/3 of our students receive financial aid. This is grants and scholarships and loans, work studies so students can work on campus, and more. These forms of financial aid make a Worcester State education even more affordable. Now, Worcester State, the only application for financial aid that we require is the FAFSA. So if you have not yet completed a FAFSA, now is the best time to do so, and you can only do so online at fafsa.gov, FAFSA.gov. And you'll see that URL in the chat box. If you have already submitted your FAFSA, then you can log into your financial aid self-service online. When you got accepted, you received an acceptance letter with credentials to allow you into an online environment called MyWSU. That's your access, your portal to Worcester State, so that you can access things like financial aid, so that you can register for classes in the future, and so much more. Inside of MyWSU, you'll be able to view your financial aid award. You'll be able to accept any of the awards that you might need to, and then take any additional steps. With all that is going on, and we know that the world has changed, it is possible that your family's financial situation may have changed since you submitted the FAFSA, and that is okay. Frankly, we kind of expect that. If that happens, Worcester State is here to support you, and we urge you to contact the financial aid office. An appeal based on a change of circumstances could result in you receiving additional financial aid to help your family. So we appreciate that the virus and the response to the virus has had such an effect on families that we want to make sure that we make your education at Worcester State as affordable as possible. Financial aid staff are available virtually. They're available via telephone right now. And we're going to be keeping this Zoom program going after the formal program tonight so that you can ask any financial questions that you might have. So think of those questions. We're going to be taking them in the chat box close to the end of this program. The financial aid office is also holding virtual office hours, and they have 2 virtual financial aid programs that are coming up soon. These are programs that are designed just for you as an accepted student to learn more about financial aid, understand your financial aid, and make sure that Worcester State's affordable for you. So these 2 virtual programs that are coming up on Zoom are on Thursday, April 23rd at 7 p.m. and Tuesday, April 28th at 7 p.m. And you want to watch your email real closely because more information about those will be coming real soon. So why would someone choose a Worcester State education? Well, I said earlier that Worcester State is an investment in yourself. So what makes a good investment? You heard the president talk about this at the beginning of tonight when he said that we are a good investment based on the value. And that value is based on paying as little as possible and reaping the most benefit. We've already heard tonight about some of the benefits of a Worcester State education, things like the flexible curriculum that Dr. Pottle talked about, the 60 different majors and minors that you can combine into unique educational experiences, the residential campus and the activities that are available here on campus through student affairs that make this an interesting campus to be on. Additionally, we know that from polling our recent graduates, we know that Worcester State students that graduated in 2018 reported back to us that 99% of the graduates reported being employed or in grad school or both within 6 months of graduation, that they were receiving good salaries, and that they thought that their high quality, affordable education from Worcester State helped them land those positions. Now, those aren't the only reasons to come to Worcester State, but we know that that's a piece of the pie for each family. And so if you decide that this is the place that you want to come, I'm going to turn it over now back to Joe so he can tell us a little bit about how you can enroll at Worcester State.
Thanks, Ryan. So just quickly, because I'm sure lots of you have questions and we want to make sure we allow plenty of time to be able to answer those questions for you, I did just want to outline the next steps to enrolling. All this information was included in your accept packet that you received in the accepted student brochure. It's also available on our accepted students website. And we really do outline for you the steps that you need to complete to go through the enrollment process here at the university. You kick off the enrollment process by paying your admissions deposit. This secures your spot in our incoming class and really is the first step in the enrollment process. Once you pay your admissions deposit, we then start communicating to you to your Worcester State email and through other methods on the various next steps of enrolling. We do want to let you know that because of the current circumstances, we have moved or extended our deposit deadline, which has traditionally been May 1st, to June 1. We feel that it's really important to give you and your families this additional time to ensure you make an informed decision. However, please know that if you're ready to make your deposit earlier than June 1, feel free to go ahead and send in that deposit, and that will kick off the enrollment process for you. You can easily pay your deposit online, or you can send in a check to our office, and when we receive that payment, we'll go ahead and process your enrollment deposit. As many of us have alluded to tonight, setting up your Worcester State email account is another important step in the enrollment process. Once you pay your deposit, many offices that are part of enrolling new students on campus will begin to communicate to you to that Worcester State email account. Many of you attending the session tonight have already paid your admissions deposit, which is fantastic, and we're so excited to welcome you officially to campus. So please know that emails are waiting for you in that Worcester State email account. So you have your login credentials in your accept letter. You'll also receive them again when you pay your admissions deposit, and we acknowledge that in your deposit confirmation letter. Again, many offices will be following up with you to your Worcester State email account once you pay your deposit. Some things to look forward to, again, securing your financial aid. You can look forward, if you haven't applied for financial aid, it's still not too late. And we have some additional financial aid resources available for you to learn more about the financial aid process through virtual Zoom information sessions, as well as through our financial aid staff. For the parents, you can plan for parent orientation. Information is available on the website and will be sent home to you regarding the process of signing up to attend parent orientation. And students as well can look forward to information on how to sign up for student orientation. Things are changing. So again, we're going to leverage the website. We're going to leverage email to communicate those changes to you in a timely manner. And then finally, probably one of our more favorite days on campus is when all the students are back on a campus the day before we kick off classes with our new student convocation. And that's where we officially welcome you to the academy at the university. And you'll receive an invitation over the summertime for new student convocation as well. So again, all these steps are outlined for you, as well as other resources and offices to be able to connect with through the enrollment process. They're available on our website. They're also available in the accept packet that you received in the mail. We also will be communicating with you on some additional Zoom meeting sessions that are going to be taking place next week. We've added some academic department presentations. We've also added some opportunities for you to connect more individually with faculty members. All that information is up on our website at worcester.edu/congratsday as well. So this pretty much concludes the bulk of our presentation. I mentioned before I was going to share with you the link for the honors meet and greet. We'll do that in the chat feature. But this is also a good time for you to begin to start to send us your questions that you have through the chat feature so that we can begin to answer those questions. Know that we have many of my colleagues standing by to answer your questions as they relate to academics, to housing. Megan is anxious and very much excited to share with you any questions you have about the student experience. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take some time to go ahead and answer your questions if you'd like to utilize the chat feature. If you have a more individual question that you really might not feel comfortable sharing with everyone, please know that we also have admissions staff standing by that are monitoring our admissions email account, and we will be happy to answer and reply to those questions individually via email if you drop an email to admissions@worcester.edu. So with that, I'll go ahead and turn things over to Ryan to moderate our question and answer period.
Thanks, Joe. The first question is actually for you. It's from Marissa, who asks, I'm a transfer student and I'm currently still enrolled at my current college. When should I submit my deposit, since I know you cannot be enrolled in more than one school at once?
That is a good question. Even though you're still currently enrolled at your college, you are still able to submit your enrollment deposit because your official enrollment at Worcester State won't actually take place until you begin classes. So the process of submitting your admissions deposit just secures your spot, and then you will officially become a Worcester State student when you register for classes and attend your first day of classes in September. So as a transfer student, once you're ready to go ahead and make that decision, you can go ahead and submit that enrollment deposit at Worcester State.
That's great. We've got another question here. This one is from Kayla. And Kayla, I think this question is probably best for you, Dr. Pottle. Is it possible to double major at Worcester State?
It is absolutely possible to major at Worcester State. There are some curricula that are what we might call full of credits that might make that a little bit of a heavy lift. But in general, the answer absolutely is yes. As a matter of fact, all of our teacher education students who are going to be in middle school or secondary school teaching do double major to begin with. But I'm thinking about, for instance, a student that I spent some time with last year. She actually double majored in business administration and in art. And her capstone project, her terminal project in her undergraduate career was putting on an art exhibition at the university's gallery, drawing in artworks from students from a variety of universities. So she was able to use her art training to organize the exhibition, but she was also able to use her business administration training to track the best way to do things. When was the best time to have the artist drop off their work? If she had X number of square feet of artwork, how much of that could actually fit on the gallery walls? And those are very simple parts of the project, but others were more complicated. Double majoring is, again, it can be a heavy lift and it requires dedication, but it's absolutely possible.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Pottle. The next question is for Kristen. Kristen, this is a question from Michael, and my friend Jen from Metro West also has the same question. Michael is planning to stay on campus and was wondering if you have to have a meal plan.
Yes, all of our resident students have a meal plan, but there are different options. So you can choose more dining dollars, which you could use anywhere on campus, versus meal swipes, which you would have at the pod. So when you get that newsletter from us, if you've already paid your deposit, you'll be able to see the breakdown of the different meal plans. If you haven't paid your deposit and you want some more information, you can also visit our website, which will bring you to the Dining on Campus page, and then you can do some research for yourself.
Perfect. Kayla is also asking, when should I expect the email with the questionnaire? I think that's probably about Res Life as well, Kristen?
Yep, if you've paid your deposit, you should have received it today. It was sent out about 4 o'clock this afternoon to your worcester.edu email. So make sure you're checking that email, because all Worcester State communication will go there from Residence Life. If you haven't received it, you can put your name in the chat and let me know that you didn't receive it, and we'll send it out to you tonight.
That's perfect. Jamelika has a question about the Songa Scholarship. As many of you know, Worcester State offers numerous forms of financial assistance to help students afford a Worcester State education. And one of those forms of financial aid is called the Songa Scholarship for students that have very high marks from high school. That scholarship covers tuition and fees, and there are other scholarships and grants that cover portions of the cost of an education. For other forms, other costs associated with attending school, students use other forms of financial aid, scholarships from their homes, from their hometowns, from their high schools, from their local area, as well as grants and loans from other sources. So there's many different forms of financial aid out there to help make an education affordable. And what we'll do on the 2 financial aid sessions that we have coming up is help anyone that attends understand all the different forms of financial aid that are out there and make you as eligible as possible for them. Thank you very much for that question, Jamelika. Question here from Abby: when do you select your fall classes after you deposit? Is there a registration or course selection day? Joe, do you think you could take that one for us?
I can. Sorry, I was responding to another student's question. Can you just repeat that question for me?
Yeah, absolutely. It's about when a student will register for courses after they deposit. When is the registration or course selection day?
Perfect. So what happens is when students pay their deposit, and there could be a day or 2 processing time between when you submit your deposit and when you receive confirmation of that deposit payment. And then what happens next is that our Academic Success Center will actually email you to your Worcester State email account a schedule questionnaire. And that is used to register you to build your schedule for the fall. There won't be an on-campus placement day. There also won't be any placement testing, as Tammy alluded to in her presentation. So the student schedule questionnaire that you are emailed is what will be used to build your fall schedule. And then you'll work directly with your academic advisor in the Academic Success Center to make any changes to that schedule once you receive it. Student schedule questionnaires typically go out on a rolling basis, and I believe the Academic Success Center will be starting very soon in contacting students with that schedule questionnaire.
Great. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. Sorry for repeating.
Dahlia has a question. Dahlia is majoring in psychology, but also wants to do pre-medicine. Way to go, good for you. The acceptance letter does not include that, so how do we make sure that you've got those pre-med prerequisites? Dahlia, great question, and I'm going to answer this a little more broadly for all students that are interested in multiple academic programs. When you were accepted to Worcester State, you were accepted to either one academic program or as undeclared. However, all of our students have the opportunity to take more than one academic program. So whether you're interested in a pre-medicine concentration or another minor or even a second major, as Dr. Pottle spoke about earlier, all students can take more than one academic program and still graduate in 4 years. So these programs do not necessarily extend the amount of time that you're in school. That additional program is going to be declared after you begin at Worcester State. So you'll go through this summer, you'll have your classes chosen. The majority of your classes will likely be general education courses with perhaps some introductory courses into your major. And then we're able to add any second academic program that you are interested in after the semester begins. So I hope that helps Dahlia and other students with that same question. Nancy has a question. She's a transfer student with a degree in health management. She's looking for a major in, looking to major in the nursing program. What is the time frame for science course transfer? Nancy, if you could go ahead and clarify your question about just what you mean by time frame, that would be real helpful to us. And we'll get to that question in just a few moments. Sherry's wondering, what are the financial aid hours for phone calls? The financial aid office is available Monday through Friday from 8:15 to 4 p.m. And they also have 2 virtual sessions coming up on April 23rd at 7 p.m. and April 28th at 7 p.m. And that information will be coming out to you via email really soon. Brianna, do students who need to utilize counseling services need to send an email to Student Accessibility Services, or do I go to the website to get more information? Fran, are you able to answer that question for us?
Absolutely, absolutely. Wonderful question. You don't need to go through our office to connect with counseling. You could reach out to counseling through their email address, which is counseling_WSU@worcester.edu. I'll put that in the chat box. They are responding to inquiries via virtual meetings as well, phone calls. And so you could initiate with the counseling office through an email, and they will get back to you and explain their resources, support, and services.
Love it. Thank you.
You're
The
welcome.
next question is from Kevy Kev. Love your name. Thanks, bud. I am a transfer student and had applied to start class in the summer. Will there be classes, or do I have to wait for the fall to start? Kev, thank you very much for the question. At Worcester State, we are holding classes this summer. Our classes that are beginning in summer 1, which is the first half of the summer, as well as classes that are planning to be the full length of the summertime, are expected to be online classes. The classes that are going to be held in the second half of the summertime, which begins after July 4th, those are yet to be determined whether they'll be online or on ground or both. But we will most certainly be having classes all throughout the summer. Just the first half of the summer will be online. Thanks, Kev. Mason asks, I paid my deposit today, but did not receive the email. I think that's probably for Kristen regarding housing. Kristen, are you able to answer that question? You're muted. There you go.
I see what you're doing there, Ryan. It's my pink headphones. Now I forget what the question was. Oh, I paid my deposit today. Yes, we pulled the report this morning, and we will pull it weekly at this point. So we wait on deposits. So every Tuesday we'll send out a report. If you're really anxious about the information, you can email us at reslife@worcester.edu, and we will check into it. But right now we're doing it on a weekly basis.
Fantastic. Joe, our honors program tonight is beginning when?
It's at 7 o'clock, so it's starting about now. I'll go ahead and send the meeting URL again for families that want to jump over to that.
So this is a program about the Commonwealth Honors Program and academic enrichment program here at Worcester State for students that are looking for that extra academic challenge. That is a great program that is beginning right now. Go ahead and check your chat box for the URL to get to that program. If you are interested, it is beginning right now. Otherwise, we're going to continue with a few more questions here. This one I think is for Joe. Joe, it's from Nancy. What is the TEAS requirement for the nursing program?
Yep. So we do require the TEAS for students that are applying into our Track 1 BSN degree. So it sounds as though maybe, Nancy, I'm not sure if you've been officially accepted to the program yet or not. You would have had to have submitted the TEAS to be accepted. We accept a very small number of transfer students into our undergraduate Track 1 transfer program for nursing. So Nancy, I'd be happy to have you connect with either myself or with a staff member to have your specific questions about the admissions process for nursing individually. If you'd like to email us some contact information, you can email admissions@worcester.edu, and we will have a staff member connect with you to get all your questions answered about that admissions process.
Fantastic. Next question is for Kristen. Kristen, what dining plan is most common for campus residents?
Oh, it really is a personal preference, but I would have to say the bronze plan is probably the most common. It has meal swipes that you can use in the dining hall in Sheehan, but it also has a big chunk of dining dollars that you can use in our Starbucks, in the library, or in Dowden Market, in Dowden Hall. So there's plenty of places to use those dining dollars. So it's really a personal choice. You can also always move up your dining plan once you get to campus. So if you find that you don't have enough meal swipes or you're really hungry all the time, you can always add on to your meal plan.
Fantastic. There's a question here from Zoe. Are there resources for persons of color, and how is the diversity?
Wow.
Kirsch, are you available to answer that question for us?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can.
All right. So for persons of color, we definitely have many resources. The one office that we really work with closely is the Office of Multicultural Affairs. They've been on campus for over 30 years, sponsoring many programs for different ethnicities, different organizations where they're celebrating African American History Month, Latino Heritage Month, also Asian American Month. So they're one of the lead offices that are able to really work with folks of different ethnicities or different backgrounds. Also, we work with many first generation of college students as a campus. That's a campus-wide initiative that the university is committed to, and many students fall into this category. So the university is definitely committed, and our diversity right now is over 30% of students of color here on our campus.
That's great. Thank you so much, Kirsch. Dahlia has a question. She is still unsure about residing on campus because she's planning to live on her own, but is unsure if there is a deadline on finalizing whether or not to be living on campus. Joe, can you possibly take that one because of the question about when's the last date to declare being a resident student?
Yep. So you would have until June 1st to submit your enrollment deposit. If you were accepted as a resident student, the deposit payment would be $300, and you have up until June 1st. We may have some flexibility on that deadline, but know that after June 1st, then it would sort of be based upon availability. There is the option, if you still need to talk it out, I would certainly encourage you to connect with a staff member in our Residence Life and Housing office. I know that we also have Megan here as well. Megan lives in the residence hall, so maybe she might have a little bit of insight on her experience living in the residence hall, or you can certainly connect you with Megan as well to talk a little bit more about that. But technically, you have up until June 1st, so there is some time to continue to think it through to see whether or not living on campus is the right decision for you. I would say, generally speaking, we encourage students to give give living on campus a chance if you're on the fence. It really can help with your transition to college, with your just by putting yourself out there to make new friends, to be able to really focus on the full college experience. It's probably a lot easier to make the transition as a new student living on campus. And then maybe if it doesn't work out after your first or second semester and you think you want to commute after that, to make the transition that way, than it would be to necessarily commute your first year and then look to move on to campus later. Not to say that either way can't happen. I think sometimes for new students, they have a much a better successful transition to campus as a resident student coming in on that track. So Kristen or Megan, I'm not sure if you have anything else you wanted to add to that.
Yeah, I would usually on tours, I always talk about how I know it's the most intimidating part about the college process is living on campus. I was in your shoes. I know exactly how you feel, but I do highly recommend it just because at Worcester, you do get more involved on campus if you are living on campus. I met my roommates who I live with now just through the fire program of doing residence life right in the beginning of campus with things like ice cream socials and all of that. So I would highly recommend it. I've had no negative experiences, and I lived in Dowden my freshman year. It's the funnest place to be when you're a freshman. So don't be scared of communal bathrooms because they're kept clean, and it's where I met all of my friends. But yeah, I would say go for it and live at Worcester State because I don't have any negative things to say about it, and I'm a homebody, and I was so sad leaving this semester. So no regrets, and I say go for it, and you can always commute after if you find that it's not right for you.
I love that. There's nothing else I could possibly say. That was perfect, Megan. Thank you.
Joe or Kristen, is there a virtual tour of the campus and of the residence halls?
Yes, Rebecca just posted all of the WSU Cribs videos that we have of our residence halls, which are of actual student rooms, which is always exciting. Mm-hmm. And then I think that somebody from admissions posted the virtual tour that we have right now. Also in the chat box. So there's many opportunities, and you could also visit the website for all of those.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Kristen. Nancy has a question about science requirements. Nancy, if you could do me a favor, go ahead and put your full name in the chat box for us, because I think we're going to have someone reach out to you directly. We've got you've had a couple of good specific questions. We want to make sure we get your questions answered for you. So make sure you go ahead and put your full name in there, and we'll be sure to reach out to you tomorrow morning or very, very soon. Kayla has another question here. It says, just to clarify, we declare our majors after we begin at school at Worcester State. Is that right? For myself, I'd like to double major in psych and criminal justice. Would that affect how I do my class schedule? Dr. Pottle, would you be able to take that question?
Of course I can. Yes, you do declare majors after you begin school. Some people will declare them a little bit sooner than others. Some people might take their time making up their minds, and some people might change halfway through. If you do plan to double major in psychology and criminal justice, it probably won't affect how you arrange your class schedule for the first semester. But during your first semester, you're going to want to, declare to, the university will probably ask you to pick sort of one or the other as a primary major. It doesn't matter. You'll still be double majoring in both of them. But what will happen is you'll get an advisor, an academic advisor assigned in one department or the other, a faculty member. And at that point, you would talk to your academic advisor about your desire to complete those two majors simultaneously, and then begin to work with your academic advisor to come up with a curriculum plan that will balance your load, make sure that you get the requirements in both majors over the course of 4 years, and are ready to graduate on time. Psych and criminal justice is a fairly common double major. So the psychology faculty and the criminal justice faculty are used to having these these conversations. So you would want to have those conversations relatively soon, probably within your first semester of being here, and certainly within the first year, just to make sure that you're on track.
Very much. Abby, is asking, how soon after your request to deposit should you receive the email with the link to deposit the fee? Abby, if this is a question about receiving that email from Res Life, that's going to be weekly after you make your admission deposit. And if you're looking to make your initial admission deposit, that URL is in this chat box, and I'm sure that Kyle or Joe can list it again here for us to make sure it's right near the bottom so you can easily find it. Let's see. Leah has a question here. It says, I took 2 concurrent enrollment courses my senior year in English and statistics. Well done. Oh, that's good stuff.
Excellent.
How do I transfer my credits over to Worcester? Do I indicate that in the schedule questionnaire? The short answer to the last question is yes, you do. Your schedule questionnaire is going to help your academic advisor put together that academic schedule for your first term. And we certainly want to know that you already have an English and mathematics course under your belt. But we're also going to ask you to do one more thing, and that is send us a transcript from the college that partnered with your high school to do that concurrent enrollment course. So if your high school worked with a local community college or university, you're going to want to get a transcript from that college and send it over to Worcester State. That way we can be sure to give you college credit for the dual enrollment or concurrent enrollment courses that you took. And that goes for everybody. If you have taken any dual enrollment courses, make sure you get those transcripts from the colleges in addition to your high school transcripts and get those over to us so we can give you that credit. It looks like we have reached the end of our questions for tonight, and I think that's really good timing because it is now almost 7:15. I do want to thank all of our presenters and turn it back over to Joe for just some last-minute thoughts before we end.
Thanks, Ryan. Once again, just want to thank everyone for attending the meeting tonight. I hope you got some great information. Again, congratulations on your admission to Worcester State. We can't wait to welcome you to the fall. Can't wait to welcome you to campus in the fall. But most importantly, if you need any information from us over the next few weeks as you finalize your decision, please know that although we're not physically on campus, we all are working virtually from home, and we are accessible through phone, through email. We can set up Zoom meetings. We've got a lot of additional virtual opportunities, especially next week with our academic departments and with financial aid. So please check our website out for more information on that. If you need any help registering or if you need any Zoom meeting information, don't hesitate to contact our office. So we're here for you. Want to wish you and your families the very best. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day today to attend our session. We hope that it was helpful, and be on the lookout for an email from us with some additional information to follow up from tonight's meeting. So thanks very much, everyone. I want to thank my presenters and again, congratulate all the students that attended tonight. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So listen to this.